Well, I've arrived at Kev's house. He invited me up yesterday for today. I'm pleased he has, because I was getting bored. And he's here, and there he is. And he's got a little present for me.
It's just for you, mate. You are the first. This is my own design. It took me a long time to design this, and I think it's funny as hell.
Kev, you're a star. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Wow. Look at that. Thanks, Kev. That's going to be my new coffee cup now. Excellent, mate.
Detecting that.
Oh, great. Happy days. Let's go detecting.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day. Bit of cloud, but it's warm. First button of the day. Reading a 45 on the Legend. There it is. Yeah, reading a 45. I think that may have some detail on it. It has ship anchor, I can see. I'll give that a proper clean when I get back. Right, let's move on. This was a nice little find, and I believe it's a Tudor button. That's what I think that is. Sometimes you get these in silver. I think Kev had one quite a bit back. Right, let's move on. This was reading smack on 32. It's got to be a button. Yeah, with a shank. Yeah. I think that may have detail on as well. Okay, let's move on. Forget what reading this was now, but it's a musket ball anyway. Yeah, old musket ball. Don't mind finding those. Happy days, look at that. Right, let's see what else we can find. This was reading 25. Thought it was a bit of scrap at first, but looking at it, I reckon that's a coin, or possibly a button. I don't want to open it because it'll just crack, but I'll give that clean when I get home. Yeah, it's cracked there, look, so if I do it anymore it's just gonna muck it up. Right, let's move on. This was a reading of 32, and it's this object here. Looks like a star. It's got two loops at the back. I wonder what that's off then. Horse's mount, leather. That's nice, something different. Happy days. Right, let's move on. This was reading 32, and it's in that little clump there, and I reckon it's going to be a button. Let's have a look. Can't see no edge. Whoops. Then again, I could be wrong. It's a musket ball. Lovely. Happy days. Right, let's move on. Reading a 32, and it's another musket ball with the there's a name for that on the top, but a purpley round musket ball. Happy days. Right, let's carry on. Reading a 32, and it's a horsey thing. That's all it is. Right, let's move on. This is a reading of 32, and it's a gold gilded button, as you can see. I'm going to gently clean that when I get back. See what sort of patterns on it. You can see the gold colour coming through. Happy days. Right, let's move on. This was reading 44, and it's a baton with a shank. Happy days. Right, let's try and find something a bit different. Let's move on. Reading a 36. It's got to be a button, I think. Yeah, it's a button. I can feel a shank. Quite a big one. It's a pity they didn't have decoration on the front. Some of them do, but yeah, there you go. Next one, let's go. Another musket ball. That's what's that? 4 I've had today. Well, 3 MB shot. Other days I've come up here with Kev, I didn't find one at all. Right, let's move on. This is reading 44. Let me just turn the machine off. That's it. 44. It's lead. It's got to be some sort of weight. It's got to be. It's been made like that, obviously. Something different. Right, let's move on. Reading a 27. It looks like a spoon handle. Yes, it's got to be. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. This is a right squeaky signal. It took me a bit of time to find it as well. Let's have a look. Looks like a coin, even though there's a bit chipped off at the end. I don't think it's a button. Very thin. I'll give it a clean when I get back. Right, let's carry on. I can see it before I even take the spade out. Oh, it's got to be a button. Yeah, I can feel the shank. Looked a bit silvery there. Oh, it's got a pattern on, I think. Is it my eyes? Yeah, some sort of pattern on. Pewter. Right, let's move on. Well, it's certainly a button day for me today, and musket balls. Little pewter one. Right, let's carry on. This is reading about 27, and I think that's part of a little buckle. Definitely. Yeah, it's got to be part of a buckle, that, I reckon. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. This was reading 45, and it has to be a coin. Happy days. Mud's still sticky on it. Looks completely blank. But a coin is a coin. Happy days. Right, let's move on. Could this be a coin or another button? Let's have a look. It's a coin. Definitely a coin. Completely worn out. Look at it. Yeah, it's definitely a coin. Right, let's move on. Reading a 32. What is it? Oh, it's a button. I think that used to be a nice button at one stage. It's quite thick. I'll give that a clean when I get back, see if there's anything on it. But yeah, the shank's still there. Okay, let's carry on. Nice little find. It took me ages to find it. There it is. God knows what it is. But it's a screaming signal. I think it could be an earring or something. It could be silver. Looking at it, more I'll rub it. I don't know. Right, I think that's the last hole we're doing today, and we're going to head home and we'll do the roundup. Right, see you when I get there. Just got back to the car. Kev's mucking about again. Thanks, Kev, for the invite, mate.
No, thanks for coming.
You knew I was like owned it, yeah, and you said, "Go on, John, get your ass up here." Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, thanks, Kev, much appreciated. Some nice finds, so both of us got some good finds, and thank you for the mug, mate. And I'll have coffee that when I get back.
Absolutely, fine, mate.
Right, till the next time. Thanks, Kev. Right then, back from me dig. Let's go through the finds. Old spoon handle or fork handle, nothing on it. That would go in the scrap bucket. Some bits of clay pipe there. I know that Kev found a bowl lying on the surface. Could have been off that one actually. Yeah, so there's lots of this stuff lying around on the ground, and lots of pottery as well. This unusual piece of lead, it's flat on one side, but if you notice, it's sort of got a pattern going all the way down. Well, I say all the way down, mainly at the top to about there, but you can see the indentations of a pattern there. So I think that's where I caught it with the spade. Yeah, so anybody tell me on that one, is it a palm guard or whatever? I can't think of anything else for it. Musket balls, one battered up one there. That one with the, I don't know what you call them, spur or whatever on the top. This one. This one's not a musket ball. I reckon it's a rabbit weight for netting. It's got holes straight through it. Bit of horsey thing there. I found this, which was it was completely bent in half, and like an idiot I tried to open it and it snapped. I think it's a button. There's no sort of details on it at all. Going through the buttons, found quite a few there, as you can see. This one's got the anchor on, ship anchor. This one would have been a nice one in its days. That would have had a nice pattern on it, as you can see. Shame it's just completely battered and worn. This one would have been a nice buckle in its day as well. Two different colours there, gold and sort of a reddish sort of colour. That would have been a beautiful button in its day. Other buttons, big dandy, another one there with a pattern on. I think this is a Tudor button. I've had one before, I've had a silver one before, I know Kev's had one as well. Another two buttons there. Focus, that's it. Pewter one, another one, and that one, that would have had gold gilt on it. This sort of starry item I found, it's got two sort of loop things at the back, so that would have been attached to something, probably horse harness. Part of a buckle. I think this was my last target, this little silvery sort of item. I don't think it's silver, but yeah, that was my last sort of signal I had on Kev's permission. I would say this is a coin, but it's completely worn and snapped off at the top. Another coin, half penny size, completely worn. The only decent coin I got was this this one here, dated 1908, the old 1 penny. So that was the best coin I found of the day. So that's me finds for today anyway, and I'll see you on the next one.